In this video, I'll talk about the second generation Toyota MR2. Let's find out why this car is so special. The Toyota MR2, especially the second generation called the SW20, was a really cool car that came out in 1989. It looked a lot different from the first one. Instead of sharp edges, it was smooth and curvy, just like a fancy sports car. That's why some people call it the Poolsman's Ferrari. But why, you might ask, because it was red? No, because it was good looking, fun to drive, and the engine was in the middle, behind the seat. I have a friend who bought this car like this, and obviously he made it better. Well, with project cars, the truth is they are never finished. And you just keep dumping money into them and you hope nothing goes wrong and you don't go broke. Anyway, the SW20 was low and wide with cool pop-up headlights that were very popular in the 90s. You could even get a T-top roof, which meant you could take out two panels above your head for an open air feeling, but it wasn't a full convertible obviously, but it looked good. So what was under the hood? This is where things got a bit different depending on where you bought the car. People in Japan got the best engines as always. The 3SGE, which we call the normal engine. Europe got the same normal 2-liter engine as Japan. It was just a bit less powerful. No turbo from factory. The big difference here was that Toyota didn't sell the turbo version of the MR2 directly in Europe. If you saw one there, it was either brought in Japan or someone put a turbo engine later. The inside was pretty much the same everywhere, focused on the driver. In America, they had their own set of choices. The 3S GTE turbo engine, this was the really powerful one. It was also a 2-liter, but it had a turbocharger, which is like a supercharger that makes the engine much stronger. As we know, it started with about 222 horsepower and eventually hit over 250 horsepower. This engine made the MR2 super fast. Europeans got good engines, but not the most powerful turbo. The regular MR2 in America got a slightly bigger 2.2-liter engine. It was good for everyday driving and saving gas. The 3S GTE turbo engine, good news for Americans, they did get a turbo engine, but it was a bit less powerful than a Japanese turbo, of course, starting at about 200 horsepower. The way the MR2 handled also changed over time and varied a little. They were known for something called snap oversteer, where the back of the car could suddenly slide out if you weren't careful. Toyota fixed it. Toyota listened to feedback and made changes to the car suspension from 1993 onwards. These changes made the car much safer and easier to control when driving hard. These fixes were generally for all the markets. The turbo versions in all countries usually got bigger, stronger brakes to help them stop faster. Over the years, the wheels got bigger, which also helped with handling and stopping. The second generation Toyota MR2 is still the favorite car for many people, especially for my buddy Fred. It looked like a super expensive sports car, but it was obviously much affordable. Having the engine in the middle behind the seat made it feel special and handled very well. Well, I'm not surprised this car was so special and reliable. If you think about it, these cars are 35 years old today. No wonder why I see them on the road almost daily. Well, I hope you learned something new today again. If you want to learn more about this interesting car right here, you need to click on it.